here. One sec. Okay. You should see something you recognize in a minute here. Yeah. We're back to 21 minutes before the primary doors open. For our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes. 1 minute later, at 0 hours 30 minutes, Kay heads to the Floor A warehouse. That's all the footage I wanted to show you. I've looked at it carefully, and I think it has something to tell us.
You mean who killed Luna, right?
Well, I can't say for sure. This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence, but it does suggest a very likely culprit. Who do you think it is?
Dio enters, he exits train. Dio exits. Kay enters. Kay enters, with watch. The person who killed Luna is...
What makes you think so? Luna could still have been alive after Clover left the room. Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too.
Footage alone isn't enough to tell us who. But if we take one other thing into account, then the case against Clover gets a lot stronger.
And what is that element?
Dio's behavior at the white doors. Kay wanted us to enter the white doors. I told him I wouldn't leave 3 people to die. Do you remember what Dio said?
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed.
Obviously knew that only you and I would be going through the door.
Yeah. He knew we had Luna's bracelet, which means he also knew Luna was dead. Is that what you're getting at?
Exactly. If he didn't know she was dead, he would never have said that. Joel McKay suggested we go through the doors. He would have brought it up.
When Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead. Interesting. That's pretty much what I thought too. And it does seem like Clover had a motive.
Yeah.
Yes. The movement of the AB rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman. Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth. She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her. Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off. Or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop. Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder.
When did Clover get the injection gun?
I would guess after she went through the yellow door. She would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay. That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just a theory, right? We don't have any proof, so keep it quiet, okay?
Woo! Man, this is a long... Then we got another, like, novel thing here. And then we get split up again. My plan... Oh, I was going to say my plan was to get all of the magenta. I'm clearly not going to do that. I might just finish up this path. And then maybe betray. Do the betray up here. Oh, there was one last thing. Was there any other footage
No.
that showed anything?
Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark went. And nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
So, Zero Senior's identity.
Still unknown. I wonder if Clover's even alive.
She is. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
But if they didn't make it through the door, they got penalized. And by penalized, off with their head. Going up. No one's here.
Yeah. All right, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Nope. Nope. Oh, I get the room with the dead bodies. Okay. The whole thing about that is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but is not them anymore. Just a strange cold shell. And every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Oh, damn. Open into that. Alright. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same, nobody there except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong? You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
Looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
It's gonna help me. I turned and headed for the door. I'm not going to stand here. Whoa. The first thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up into my throat. The lead ball turned to ice and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. They were dead. I could feel it the moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. The cool, limp feel of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I had left. I wrapped the trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs, and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take long, deep breaths. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot. The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in the real-time feed in the security room?
Yeah, I guess the partition was in the way.
Yeah.
They're handcuffed together.
Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink. Look. See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did this?
Probably not.
There's a cut on 10 Neogi's left hand. Looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar.
And the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. I don't see any others, at least. If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
The penalty. When the primary door closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in the bracelets activated and...
Yeah. You can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected. The tubocurarine must have killed them.
Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink?
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark. If someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them, they didn't need to tie them up.
What's wrong?
I take back what I just said. Yeah.
Probably bent down to pick something up and hand it to me.
Correct. It has 9 BP, too. There's no mistake.
What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Wait, no. Hold on. If Quark's bracelet is here, then that means...
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
Hey, Sigma. Calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead.
Eh,
In
or,
fact,
I don't know what it
this
means.
could be good news. A ray of hope. Yeah,
Ray of
if
hope.
Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Tenmyoji and Clover. But he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting injected with tubocurarine. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Maybe he got out then.
Or maybe all women are horrible.
Why do you have to be so pessimistic? Have you actually seen Quark dead, huh? You need to think positive, Sigma. Reality is what we believe it to be. That's enough! Quark is definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't let an innocent kid like that get killed. Examining their bodies. Tenmyoji first. Clues. To who might have killed them? Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killers saw it, that would make for an obvious motive. Right. That's my guess, at least. That's odd. I can't find anything. I should have found something. You remember when we ran into Tenmyoji in the rec room? He sprayed our wrists with luminol. I'm sure I saw him pull the spray bottle out of his pocket. Right. I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at Clover, too. Give me a minute. Look. See your thigh? Doesn't it look like there's something written there? I'm sorry, I'll have to move your leg a little bit.
Written in blood.
It says 016.
What is that?
Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. 016. 016. I know I've seen it somewhere. It's no use. Can't remember. Anyway, these numbers have to have something to do with the killer. She must have written them after she got hit with the Soparil. There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under when she could have done something. I think she probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who'd killed her.
Huh. But the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. Assuming it wasn't one of us, I mean.
No. There's also Quark. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, just...
Personality was dead too, blah blah blah. Man. Talking. More interesting when there's more people for more voice acting. Where is this? When is this? I feel like he's about to have like an aneurysm. Clue, hey, come on, you gotta have something.
The luminol. I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray bottle out of Tenmyoji's pocket. Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it?
So they could test for blood.
What would they need to do in order to do that?
Turn off a light.
That's it? So? And that would mean?
Okay, man. Well. Oh. Everything in my head ground to a halt. Even after all I'd seen, a room full of corpses had a profound effect. It was such a ridiculous thought that before I could stop myself, I laughed. That laugh made me think, was laughter in the situation a defensive response designed to protect the brain from constant emotional bombardment? When that becomes certain, pain no longer has any effect. Oh my god. Blah, blah, blah. This process of natural selection has been repeated here because the walk to face the earth are descendants of the medium, no exception. That's why I can look into the lab to change my fear into ecstasy. It's you are the
Don't
only
make
survivors.
me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere.
You can say it all you want. He's not here. When you say so, there's no way that there was a 10th player up there when Alice was killed. We've also refuted